What's the one thing we can all agree Hitler, Stalin and Franco got right and Mussolini got wrong?
Mussolini surrendered.
There's something the three mustachioed dictators loathed and detested, but that actually Mussolini rather liked.
Pasta.
Yes.
So you want about Simon Sharma, he'd never come up with that.
Let's stick with the letter J.
Jackets with jeans, like Clarkson's.
No.
Oh, was it double denim?
That again doesn't really begin with J.
J, does it?
J. Jizz.
The 20th century.
J.
Yes! You're close. The 20th century.
I'm close.
20th century. You've only got
century.
one vowel.
Jazz.
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 Jazz music. I disagree with this question, basically. Our very, very naughty people have suggested that Hitler, Stalin and Franco were right for disliking jazz. I personally love jazz.
So you're saying that Hitler didn't like jazz?
Not just didn't
The
like
more
it.
I hear about this guy, the less I like it.
I know. I agree. But jazz was, to the Germans, was inimical, absolutely. They thought it was total evil. They thought it was completely against everything they stood for.
But people presumably did listen to it, though, in great numbers. There's a bit of... There's a bit of yow. There's a bit of that of an evening. And then as soon as the SS come around, turn it off.
But Mussolini, oddly enough, for all his faults, and let's face it, there were many and grievous, he listened to jazz in private. His son, Romano, was one of post-war Italy's most celebrated jazz musicians. He played with Dizzy Gillespie, Duke Ellington and Chet Baker. You can't get much higher than that in the jazz world.
I know what they mean, though. Just Bill clicking his fingers there, I felt the urge to do very bad things.
But it is an odd thing.
I got the best seat this evening.
You got it. Is that how they would scare German machine gun outposts? They just creep up and they go,
Yeah. They're firing regularly and you fire syncopated.
Yeah.
But it was quite important. I mean, I read One for the Road and also spent a little bit of time in South Africa, and in both those places, jazz clubs are very important culturally.
Absolutely. Oh, in South America, South Africa, huge.
Underground, illegal, likely to be shut down with disastrous consequences for all who take part, but really quite important. So hard to imagine it being that.
But it was a symbol of,
very
like rock and roll, as rock and roll became, it became a symbol of defiance. And in Paris, it was hugely important, wasn't it?
Wasn't that Hitler's thing with comedy as well? Well, he didn't like Jewish comedy because he felt like if you laughed with someone, and presumably the same thing with music, if you enjoy their music, you couldn't hate them.
What you're experiencing there is cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance is exactly right.
I think you'll find your way.
Take the audience and the ladies and gentlemen at home through cognitive dissonance.
Never mind them, take me through cognitive dissonance.
It's exactly what you described. It's the ability to hold two opposing opinions at the same time. They seem to contradict each other, but actually, yet, humans can do that.
Yeah.
Here's cognitive dissonance. Here I am on QI, like you see on the television, sitting by there. It's quite nice, everyone seems nice, I'm having a nice time.
Yeah.
And yet, we've had the question, what did Hitler get right? Which is exactly what my grandmother told me would happen if I went on television.
Thank you for watching. Do remember to subscribe to the QI channel and click here to watch more videos. Well, please, come on, pick something.